No.
Okay. So nobody has had a chance to download it and play with it then?
Okay, so everybody go out to everybody who has an iPad, go to your iPad, download new offer, NUOFFER, and it's free. We paid for you to use it, to go to the support forum, watch the videos on how to use it. It will change the way you can write offers. You can physically write an offer in the house with the client standing right in front of you in 3 minutes. You don't need to go to ZipForm. You don't need to go to DocuSign. You can do it all within the app. So if you have questions, reach out to Amy and myself. But we've paid for you to have it for free, so use it. It's awesome. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, so number two is we're working with a company called Better Voicemail, and this company is kind of really cool. So since we're virtual, we do not have a physical office. So what we do, we basically run our business from our cell phones. So what we've done is we have now 3 office numbers, one for Austin, one for Houston, one for Dallas, or one for the Woodlands, one for Houston. So you can see on my screen here that this is the Austin number. And then if I go to Dallas, and bear with me, Safari's acting crazy today. This is the Dallas number. And we will give you these numbers, and the Houston Woodlands number is the same number. So we've just split out different pages for those areas because we know that there's a lot of people moving to the Woodlands. So we wanted to split that out. The way that this is going to work right now is if you call these numbers, there is a menu in the system. So if I call the Houston number now, it says thanks for calling the Houston office. If you want to speak to one of our associates, and it's going to get, everybody has an extension to the system. And when I type in 102 for Amy, it's going to call Amy. And if Amy doesn't answer, there's going to be a voicemail in the system for Amy. So if you don't want to give your cell phone number out to every Joe Blow, you can give them the main office number, and they can leave messages actually on your cell phone or in the system, and we'll show you how, we'll roll that out. We'll show you how it's used. That's one level that the way the system's going to be used. But the other level that they can help us with is we will actually have a separate number for buyers calling in about properties. And what will happen on that separate number is when let's say I'm calling in for to look at 123 Main Street, let's see, the Woodlands. So let's say, you know, Amy, Susan, Bonnie, everybody that operates business in the Woodlands will get that same phone call. Not everybody will answer at the same time, so it won't be like a joint call. You will get a call and you will get a prompt that says, Jennifer is calling and she wants to know about 123 Main Street. So Bonnie, if you're not free and you can't take that call, you decline it, it's still ringing for Susan. It's still ringing for Shirley. It's still ringing for Amy. So if Amy takes the call, everybody else will drop the call, and they'll say Amy took the call. So at least somebody's answering the phone about properties. So that is just a couple of different things that the system can provide us. So we thought that we had a disconnect on like a main office front for our company, so we added that. And we'll be in touch with all of you. I'll need to eventually, from all of you, get a voice recording of your voicemail, because when you call the system and it transfers to your phone, if you don't answer, I need a voicemail to put in our system of your sound of your recording. So that's really cool. So any questions regarding that? And you can type your questions in the chat session, and I can answer those before I move on. Amy, do you have any questions?
The only thing I wanted to comment on is, for those of you that have seen what's happened, is when leads come in on your listing by voicemails, a lot of times I will be in a place that I'll just screen capture the number and then text it to you guys. So hopefully y'all been seeing that. We just wanted a better system so when those leads come into you guys, that they're getting rerouted, and that way you're not having to wait for me to get them to you. I want to have a fast turnaround time so that y'all can capture those leads.
Okay, so any more questions at all about a better voicemail and about how that's going to work? And I will physically, as soon as we get everybody set up, like I said, I need voice recordings of what you would physically put on your cell phone voicemail from you, and I will reach out to you in an email to let you know what I need from you and what it should generally say. So now, Amy and I've been discussing about how our MLS client gateway is really clunky, and the consumer doesn't like it, and it's hard to read, and it won't work on an iPhone, it won't work on a tablet. And so what we have decided is we have set up individual user accounts within our enhanced IDX on our website. So I'm going to show you today how to set up a client search from the front page of our website, and then how to log in from that search to see that search so you can show the consumer how to use it. At the end of the day, we want them to keep going back to our website. We don't want them to go to HAR. We don't want them to go to Austin Board. We don't want them to go to Trulia Zillow. We want them to come to our site, because the more times they come to our site, the more they remember you. And then they think, oh, well, Shirley said to go look at my search, so it keeps their name in the back of their brain all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do an Austin search. So I'm going to click on Austin Home Search. This box pops up. This is Diverse Solutions. This is our enhanced IDX. So in order for a consumer, they can search all day long. Here's the results. They can set up search criteria. But I'm going to physically register a client. I'm going to register Amy so everybody can see how it's done. So I'm going to type in her name, and I'm going to, the email, the login is, and I'm not going to put my name, I'm going to put Amy's name. Amy Smythe. And I'm going to give her a password. She can change that later. So because you usually have clients that say, send me emails when listings come on the market immediately. Well, nothing is immediate. Even with our internal websites, there's a lag time. They don't get it as soon as it hits. It's usually hours later. So they have options. They can never get it. They can just log into the website so they don't get their email box full of emails coming out. They can get it nightly or they can get it weekly. So those are the options. I usually don't have it set up to send them emails. I just say never, because I want them to continually log into the website. So how did you find us? Let's see, Amy. And then I'm going to type in her phone number. And then, okay, this isn't working. So because I'm creating her account, and I'm in the Austin, I'm the only agent in Austin, it's going to say, who referred you? Well, I did. But in Houston or the Woodlands or Dallas, it's going to have the drop down for the agents that work that area. So when Amy gets, her account gets created, I'm going to be assigned to her. Or like if Susan creates a account for, say, a client, when she creates it, that client is assigned to her. So I'm not physically going to go through this motion to register. I have one that I've already registered. I'm going to actually physically log in on my own, because I don't want to register her without okay, so this is how you register them. They get an email that says, thanks for registering them. So I'm going to say my client wants a property at $300,000 and $350,000. So now it's searching and it's honing in just like your MLS does. They want 4 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Again, it's going to hone it in. If I just want home size, I want everything over 2,500 square feet. I know that's small. So now this is where I get how I hone it into areas. So let's say that I want a specific zip code or I want a specific area. So and I'm going to type in a zip code. When I type it in, there it is. So now it's honing in just on properties that are in this zip code. If I did want to do, and I have to do my zip codes independently. And now they're going to add more listings for that. So if I didn't want to do zip codes, I could go down here and do school districts or actually physical schools. So you add your criteria. I'm going to tell you to add it the most broad and then hone it in later. So here's my results. So I can hover and click and pan over the information to get it. This information comes directly from MLS. And here are all the details in the MLS listing. What I like about this site, and this is why we're asking you to send your clients here rather than setting up an MLS, is the map search I think is awesome. Here's a Google map, and here's actually the street view in the actual app. They can physically walk down the street and see what they're looking at. Properties that are similar, nearby properties. These properties may not exactly fit their search criteria, but they're nearby, so they're similar. Schools, these are just nearby schools. They're not exactly the schools that are feeding into this property. That detail is right here. So once we set up fully our diverse solutions with your custom site, when this client says, I want to see this property, they schedule a showing, and because you're connected to them as their agent, you get the email saying, so-and Jennifer, Amy, so-and-so wants to see this property, and then you have all the criteria. To look at the photos, that's the bad image because there's not enough photos. You can look at photos this way here. You can open the photos up really big and go through the photos here. So that's how you set up a search, how you look through it. But now let's say I like this search. So now I want to save this search. I'm going to save this search to Southwest Austin search. I don't want to send myself updates. I can. I don't have to. And save. So your consumer, if this is their login, is going to log in, and then they're going to, and then they're going to type in their password. They're going to get into this screen. You can see this is still saving. But I have this other search that's here from earlier. When they come here, they're going to have the search that they had earlier. So did anybody have any questions so far? Have I confused anybody?
Okay, I think it's, for those of y'all that don't know this is Amy. I haven't had even the chance to play with this. I've totally relied on Jennifer, but it's easy, I think, to use, much easier than what we've been facing on our MLSs. So that's just my intake, and that's where we wanted it for us as agents, but for our consumers too.
So what I think everyone should do is you should log into the system, whichever market you want, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and register yourself here in this little area. Put in your email address, your login, set up a search for you, and then actually physically log into the system and learn how to use the system. Because your consumer is going to ask you questions about it. You want to be able to answer those questions. There's 2 other things I want to go over just briefly. If you see here, there's a Save as Favorite little star. If I click Save as Favorite, well, now it's telling me to log in to save it as a favorite. But if I save it as a favorite, I can also type notes here. I can also share on social streams. I can email, or I can send a direct link. So this is good when you have, a younger buyer that's wanting to show mom and dad all the properties. They don't have to give them access. They can email it to them, or they can send a direct link. So the really cool thing, and I'm going to go ahead and log in again so you can see, is, bear with me, I've lost my voice from being away for 9 days and not getting enough sleep. Okay, so on my searches, and bear with the system, it has to think that you've logged in. So if you click it a couple times and it'll show up, give it a second. So this search is really honed in. It has 10 results. You can see I have never emailed anybody because I don't have it checked. If you have it checked and you set up the email, it will email them information. You can edit the search here. And this one is not honed in. But what I'm going to show you now is the listings tab. So what I can do here, and again, same situation. Click on it if you don't see anything. Go ahead. Let me go back into this Austin so you can see. I'm going to view my results. I'm going to go to this property, and I'm going to save it as a favorite. And I'm going to say that I like the clouds. And I'm going to save it. So that's going to go ahead and save. And as soon as this saves, you're going to see a blue dot right here change. And this takes a little bit, so just bear with it. I'm finding that Safari doesn't work as good as Firefox, so you might want to hit save again or use another browser. So go ahead and cancel, but you see I have this property saved, and I'm going to say I'm going to look at this property here, and this one's saved, but now I'm going to look at this property. So I've looked at a few properties, and I've saved a note, and I've saved a couple as a favorite. So these are the ones that I've favorited. This is the one that I've added notes to, and these are the properties that I've viewed. So if you give it a second, the system needs to think. Notes, favorites, so they can easily go back to the ones I've hit notes on. You will have eventually backdoor access, so you'll be able to see what they're clicking on, what they're liking, what they're favoriting, without having to log in at each individual site. When they click this schedule a showing, you can get an email, you can get a text. So you set that up, and I will work independently with each of you to get your account set up. But do we have any questions so far about the system? Anything you want me to go over again? So just type it in the chat session. No questions? Is there a way to tie in? No, Bonnie. Bonnie asked, this monthly newsletter, this site is essentially all the listings that is in our MLSs, Austin, Houston, Dallas, taken from those MLSs and put in our site. So this is just a plugin that goes into our website. I'm working on a newsletter option for you, Bonnie. We need to chat about that. Seems pretty. But so this is a really cool way for you to tell a consumer, come to our website. We have listings on our website from Austin, Dallas, Houston, the Woodlands, and kind of everywhere in between, because you know that whenever, if I have a property in, Giddings, I likely put it, put it in Austin. Sometimes you put it in Houston. So ask your clients to go here, ask them to register. What you're going to find is if they go there and they start poking around, we have it set up where they can poke around a little bit, but in order for them to get detailed information and to start making comments and notes, they're going to have to register. but we think it's a really intuitive site. We think it's not as clunky as an MLS. It works on an iPad, so if you have your iPad, it's going to know you're on an iPad before you even start. You can look at it from your iPhone or your Android device or your tablet. It doesn't matter where you are. It works on any device. So any questions, and then we'll open it up, and we have a couple of questions to ask you. Amy, do you want to come back on?
Yeah, I'm here. One of the things that we're going to do, since Jennifer's made a little video for you, so that way you can send it out to your clients if they have about how to set it up too. So, and we'll share that with you guys so that y'all have that, and you can just have a link. We'll put it on our YouTube, and so y'all can have a link to send out to your clients if they have questions, and you may not feel comfortable talking with them on how to do this. Then you can just send them the video, a quick video of how to set it up as well.
Now, Amy sent out an email a few days ago about we are going to try to get back on a track to have a monthly webinar or a monthly either education session or just discussion. So I think the email went out was which day of the week do you prefer better, Sunday or Monday evening, 6, 7, or 8? And I think we got 1 or 2 responses on that.
We got a lot more that didn't.
Okay, they just responded to you then. Good. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
and the winning one was Monday at 7. Everybody seems that was kind of a unanimous one that people wanted. So.
Okay. So go ahead and mark your calendar for Monday, the December the 2nd. Coming up at 7 p.m. We will get out to you beforehand what information we will be speaking about on that session. And they will be recorded, right, Amy?
Yes, we'll record them and then send them out afterwards so that everybody has it. We're gearing up that some more reload people are going to be coming in from various places, and we need to make sure everybody's really up to speed on their iPads, using them out in the field. I will be in Houston on the 4th or 5th, and then I'm going to be starting to set up for the Houston agents one-on-ones or like group sessions where we all get together and bring your iPads, and we're going to go through, like, how do I use new offer? How do I, when an agent sends me an attachment and it's not opening the right way, what do I do next? And how do I merge multiple PDFs from my phone or my iPad? That's all I've got. So we want to kind of take you guys to the next level on this because we really we feel you join the company because of our technical expertise as well. So we want to make sure that we are doing that for you guys. And then my agents that are out, not in the Houston area and can't attend, then I will do, or Jennifer will do, one-on-one join.me sessions with you guys. So we just want to start really getting you all geared up so that way when we have relocation people coming in, or just I'm getting a lot of little referrals that are in, but they're wanting somebody that's somewhat techy, and so we want to make sure that you guys are up to speed on that.
Now, if we have time and everybody has time, I can do a general quickie on new offer and show everybody how that works. If everybody wants to see the quick demo,
So we're polling the group right now. What do you guys? Yep. Okay. So sounds like they do want to, Jennifer.
Okay. Cool. Give me a second. Let me upload
Reflector. Okay, and this is something while she's talking and loading that in, something for those of you that are using Macs, there's an app that you can download to your computer. It's called Reflector. It allows you to basically AirPlay from your iPad to Mac. So it's kind of nice. I've used it a couple times with clients. When I need to show them something on their iPad, I just do something like this on my phone with them and just do a go-to meeting. And if you need to ever schedule a meeting with a client, we do have access codes, and if you need to do a go-to meeting with somebody, which I've been pretty successful doing quite a few of them with clients, just let me know, and I can give you those access codes.
Okay. Can everybody see what's on my screen? And Amy, you're going to have to help me. GoToMeeting is flashing in my side. So just, if you can see my screen with my ad tag on it, just let me know, everyone. Okay.
Yeah, they're saying I'll handle the questions, Jennifer.
Okay, cool. Okay, so when you go to NeoOffer, it's NeoOffer, click sign up and don't pay, do the free version. And the reason why is because we've already given them your license number. So set up your account, do your signature, take a picture of yourself, hold up your iPad and take a picture of yourself, because it's gonna lay right and land right. If you upload a picture with the stretching, it's gonna look all weird. You're gonna look distorted. So click sign up the very first time. The second time, click log in. When you click log in, it's gonna be your license number without the leading 0. So it is. You can, and at this point, you can say remember me. And if you say remember me, you click there, it's going to ask you how long do you want to remember yourself. Right now, the default's a month, but you can scan through the dates and pick another date. I'm going to go ahead and remember me for a month. You choose what works for you. So I'm going to, this is going to be your dashboard when you come in. You have a buyer section, a listing section, and an escrow section. So in order to add a buyer, you click the Add Buyer button in the green bar, and you click Add Photo if you want to take a photo of your buyer. I'm going to go ahead and add. I'm not going to add a buyer right now, well, actually, I will. I'm going to add Shirley. I'm going to add you as my buyer, just so everybody can see. And I know I've spelled your name incorrectly. I'll fix it. And then so you have to put 4 elements in. You have to put your first name, your last name. You have to put their email address, and you have to put their phone number. You have to put those 4 elements in because there's a security feature in the system. So Shirley, you're going to get a text or an email, so beware. I'm going to go ahead and tap to sign so you can see what it would look like for your client. I'm going to create initials for my client, so I'm going to pretend I'm Shirley, and I'm going to do Shirley. So your iPad will turn sideways. You'll draw your initials with your finger, and then it brings it back in. This is the time where you have to make sure your client is a little bit patient because they tap. Let's see, I'm just going to do a signature. It's not your signature. Save, and then you need to be patient. And at this time, talk to the client, let them be patient. The signature has to add back to and then back. And then you can see now at the top of the screen, the signature is registered. You can search your contacts, bring them in that way. So now you can see on the very top right below the signature, it says email invite. That email invite is your security. So we're going to want to have that checked, because when you do that, it's going to send them a text or an email, and it's going to say, did you authorize Jennifer to send you these documents? So go ahead and submit at the very end. Shirley's now my buyer. I don't have a picture of her, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead in the middle of Shirley. You see the little pin. I'm going to go ahead and click the pin. So I need a property address that we have that is active in the MLS in Houston. Does anybody have one?
Thorsby. Hold on.
I just need the name of the street.
Hold on.
Thorsby? Okay. So you need either the street number, the street number in the name of the street, or just the name of the street. When I hit enter or return, or I tap my finger in this gray section up to the right, it's going to search the MLS for anything Thorsby. Is that the right property?
Let me look at it again. I just stepped away. 30214. Yes, that's the right one.
Okay. So now this is linked to MLS. I click on the property photo. It says, the reason it's prompting me now to put in the lot and block is because our MLS does not have a lot and block field. It has a legal description field. So now I just have to enter the 01 for the lot and the 4, the lot 25 and the block 4. When I do that, I hit submit, and this is Amy's listing. This is the price of the property. If the property was not in the MLS, now Jennifer Dean, you right now don't have the linkage with MLS, but you can use this platform by stating the property is not MLS. Check that checkbox and manually enter some details. It's going to take a little bit more time to you until new offer links with Collin County. Click next, and now at this point, I want to pull in the documents that I need. So let's say I want to make a 1-to-4 family contract. The first time you would do this, it's going to say, do you authorize the upload? Yes. I'm going to say don't show again, unless I'm going to do a third-party financing addendum. Hit next. Now I need to fill out the documents. So you click. Now it's going to say, how much do you want to make an offer? It's going to bring in the sales price. We can modify it. Because I brought in a third-party financing addendum, it says it's already checked third-party for me. So let's say I want to do 5%, it already calculates for me, or I can do the slide the bar and do another percentage, or I can change it to cash, but I want to do 5% and third-party. Submit next takes me to the next field. So let's say I want to do 3,000. I don't know that's probably way too much. I'm going to type in the title company that I want to use, and I'm going to type in a dummy address. And of course, I would type in, the city and the state and a proper address, but for today, I'm just going to just be real brief. If there was a reason that you needed additional earnest money, you would click the radio button, add the fields, submit next, takes you to the next field. So this is going through your credit approval and your third-party financing form. The credit approval is in 20 days, loan due in 30 years, rate not to exceed, let's say 5%. Now with percentages, you need to add the decimal and the two digits after the decimal. You don't have to do that for numbers, but you do have to do that for percentages. So submit next. Property exclusions if something was going to be excluded. So this takes all of the elements from our zip form and brings it into their platform. So because I've used Independence has partnered with this company, I can tap Independence and it brings it in. We can ask them to add other title companies to this platform that we use on a continual basis and to add it in. Survey due within, say, 3 days. Submit next. Objections 3 days. Say it's not an HOA for training purposes. Say buyer hasn't received it. They want to get it within 3 days. Property condition, accept as is. Warranty, let's say not to exceed 500. Closing date, I think this is really cool. So there's times when you select the closing date and it's Saturday and you're your consumer is like, oh, well, we can't close on a Saturday. So let's say we just pick December 7th, it's a Saturday. Well, you can't close on a Saturday, title company's not open, so you scale it back a day. So it just helps you not mess up in your contract. When are you going to close? Your closing costs, if you have them, mediation, notices, we would put an address there for the title company. Option period, how much are you giving for how many days? Commission, every MLS is different. You need to put in your percentage of your commission with the decimal point. Austin brings it in, Houston does not. I don't know what Dallas will do when they add it in. So just remember, special provisions, type whatever you need to type there. Now you can see I've selected and completed the the 1 to 4 family, but the third party has been completed based on the information that I put over here in this document. So you can see at the very bottom, you can set up some default terms, and we could have completed this whole document by using our saved terms, because there's a lot of terms that you complete on a regular basis and pretty much just stay the same. You can always go back. So if I need to change that, you can always go back and change it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. If Shirley was with me right now, she'd be able to sign. I can view and sign right now. I can request a signature, or I can just send it to myself. I'm going to pretend she's right now. I'm going to view and sign. There's a security feature. This is a security feature on Shirley. You're going to get a text message right now. Please open it up and approve it or say yes that you are okay with me doing this for training purposes. And then once that is done, then when she accepts it on her end, then it will allow me to continue the process. So if you're with your consumer, you're going to say, oh, get out your phone. I'm going to send you a text message. So she's approved it. So now I'm going to proceed. So now there's 2 documents that I can sign. I can sign the 1-4 family contract. And because I've already added, or she has already added her signature, in her initials. So here's the contract. This is one thing I'm going to point out to you. We're trying to get resolved with the company. The very top line is blank. That's where the seller's name goes. So that is supposed to be corrected on the next iTunes App Store update. So you can scroll through the document. You scroll to the right and scroll back to the left. You can see at the bottom. But when your client gets ready, you actually just click the little initial box, and it takes you through the document, and it signs it immediately. And you can see here that I made really big initials. Another thing that we've asked them to do is when the last person signs off on the document to fill in executed dates. I'll explain that here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and sign this. And let's see, sign this. Bear with it a second. So let me sign this again, and I'll show you how it all ends when it's done. So everything has been signed. I'm going to hit next. I can send it to Amy. I can send it to Shirley. Shirley's information I put in incorrectly. I'm just going to send it to myself so you can see what it looks like. So I want, when you send an offer, you want to say, hi, Amy. See, here is an offer for XYZ Street. Of course, you type the correct information. I'm just doing a brief personal message so you can see why I'm doing it. Almost there. It gives you a snapshot of what you're going to be sending. I'm going to go ahead and send it and wait a second and talk about a few things of what they're doing. Nice. It says I've just sent my 13 offer. And then in a minute, I'll get an email and open it up. So what the system right now is you can do, you can write an offer. You can have your client sign. you have backdoor access, and I have videos on Support Forum already on how to do this, how to go in the back door. The backdoor access will allow you to upload PDFs such as seller's disclosures, approval letters, and then you'll be able to attach that to your buyer. So for instance, me, my buyer, I have some uploaded documents already here on me. So and I lied to you, I don't. There are some documents that I have, here it is. Here's an offer I made, but you can see the offers you made, and you can see kind of where they are in the process. But also, if you had any documents that you could, if you had buyer documents you could upload on the back side, here you can do it just a screen capture of the document. So if you get a one-page pre-approval letter from a lender, open it up, screenshot it on your iPad, upload it that way. They're working on a solution to link Dropbox to their platform. That hasn't happened yet, but that's in the process. That's why there's a backdoor. You can upload multi-pages, so your seller's disclosure, your proof of funds, your pre-approval letter, and then when you're writing offers, as you saw over here, there were some buyer documents. When I wrote the offer earlier, there was an information about brokerage services document I had in there. I brought that in from the back door. So there's lots of pages if you want them to sign. So right now, you make an offer, you send it off, and it goes to it goes to a to the listing agent. And if you send it off, they're not going to be able to respond to it in the system. It is actually, they're working on a solution to, if I have it, but the listing agent does not have the platform, then they'll be able to continue it on because you are an account keeper or you have an account. And then negotiations will be able to be done within the app and come back, so we have a clean slate on our clean files and clean forms. Eventually, then, more as this rolls out, more people will gravitate towards it. I believe that when they gravitate and see it to it, we'll see less and less of DocuSign. So here's the email that I got from myself, that I sent myself. Hi, Amy, here's an offer on whatever, on Thursday. So this is what comes in. It shows the property, and it shows the highlights, the purchase price, there's no concessions, the closing date, how many days of option, what's the earnest money, and what title company. Here's my message. So you can see why it was important. I mean, I didn't type anything fancy here, but you would say, here's my offer. You might want to type a little bit about yourself or your client, but then it gives your information here, and you can see at the very bottom, the contract and the third party are in the very bottom. And this offer was written under 5 minutes. So it'll every offer you write, it'll tell the person how quickly it was written. So I think that's really cool. They have some tweaks to make. The seller name should be tweaked soon, so don't worry about that. Amy and I are working with the developer of this app to get that fixed. And from my understanding, it's in the next update. Jennifer Dean, new offer. I will let you know exactly when they'll be joining new offer. My understanding is they're working with the MLS now, but it's taking some time to make that relationship work. So I would use the platform now and just do off the market listing, and there's a few extra details. There's not many details that need to be entered. But any more questions regarding new offer?
No. Let me see.
Okay, so how many people are going to download it right now? Or have I see a few of you just downloaded it and are excited. But
what do you guys think of this? We've been working really diligently with this developer, and they live right around the corner their offices are right around the corner from where I'm living here, and Jennifer and I were both being frustrated with zip forms, writing contracts on our iPad, how long it still takes to get contracts signed. So when we saw this, we said, okay, we got to jump on this for our agents and for ourselves too. So we hope you guys like it. If you see quirks in it, Jennifer's been working extensively on it, much more than I have. So if you see quirks about it, contact Jennifer, because she's right now working directly with the developers and keeping that line of communication open.
Now, Jennifer asked a question. You have an Android currently. A new offer is working on a mobile solution, so it won't have to be an iPad only. They developed for the iPad because that's where most of the sales are right now. So they're currently duplicating what they have for mobile only. Or so it doesn't matter what device you're on. You'll be able to do it from your phone if you need to, regardless of what smartphone you have. Also, they are currently working on getting all the buyer representation agreements, all the other documents that generally we need to work with the buyer. So when those documents are ready, I'll let you know. So we should be able to work independently with this app, working with the buyer. And then beyond that, they're working with all the seller documents. So if they be able to write an offer, negotiate an offer within this app, and never have to print anything, sign independently. You can send it to your client when they're at home or with you. And then the listing agent will get negotiated back to the application, and then something done to the title company. So
okay, and can we tell them about? Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it. What the other thing we're working with the developer on is with Back Agent. So as a tie-in to Back Agent, so that you guys would not have to potentially load in separate documents into Back Agent. As once the offer's done and signed in by the new offer system, that it would be loaded in. So those two parties, we got together and got them talking. So we're trying to get that, hopefully that will be a good solution down the road, because we just want to make it, we're tired like you guys of all these different programs that we can't use, and we want to work with the developers to make it feasible for our company and for you guys. So questions though?
yeah, Bonnie, that is in the works. New offer and Back Agent have been working together behind the scenes for probably 4 months now, Amy?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, since September was when August I had started getting them hooked up, and then they're still working on it. So we're trying to get those.
Yeah, it is in the works. Just like linking with Dropbox is in the works. So they've given us a backdoor access. So, but new offer, this enhanced broker IDX solution. So you can now. The one thing I didn't talk about a diverse solution, so I want to go back to that just a second. Is what's going to happen is with diverse solutions is we're starting to get a lot of traction on our website, and we're starting to get a lot of users register, and I'm dishing those out in a round robin right now. But it's hard for me because when I get them, I want them to be able to get it out. Sometimes I'm busy and I don't get to my phone or to my email immediately. So with this new broker upgrade that we have now, a diverse solution, what will happen is everybody has been put into appropriate market areas, and when we get leads, they'll come in a round robin fashion. So through the system, you want your people registering to come and register to you. That will be assigned to you. If you direct them and they put your name down, they won't go out to anybody else. But if they register and they don't put any name there, then they'll go out in a round robin. But it's crucial everybody to the system and say, I referred you to the platform. Any questions on that? No. Okay. But so new offer, the upgraded back agent, the ability to have this really cool phone system that can do a lot of different marketing things as well. The three things that we wanted to roll out, we still have one biggie we've saved, I think, our best for last. So that will roll out probably in the email next week on the 20, whatever that date is, Monday. And then but we just wanted to thank you for joining our company in the early stages. We know we've had some turbulence here and there, but we thank you all for joining in our first year, and we wanted to make sure that you are taken care of. So just make sure that everybody has the 2nd at 7 p.m. on their calendar, and we'll get the announcement out on what that topic will be. And just make sure that if some of the topics will actually be a 1-hour MCE class and some won't. So if you want to get the MCE, you actually physically have to attend the webinar.
I don't know if you guys heard and understood that. What Jennifer was saying is, I've gotten 2 MCE classes approved for 1-hour webinars. I'm working on more because we want to be able to give that to you guys. But Jennifer said you have to be on the webinar, and then I have to send a roster around, because I wanted to be able to make it worth your while if you're going to be sitting here. If you guys have any special topics maybe that you feel that we need to go over, you're struggling with, you know, you can put them on the screen here. If you don't want to, you just then send them to us individually, and we just want to make sure that we're kind of hitting on topics that you guys want, not what we just feel you want. And so I know right now a lot of us are struggling with just, you know, some basic things of doing real estate, how to handle multiple offers, you know, different things like that. So you can give us ideas that maybe that you may have. So again, you can do it separately, or you can just put it on the screen now. So, and we will save this recording. We'll put it on our YouTube site for everybody, so you have that as well. So we'll have, and you'll have that link. Anything else, Jennifer?
No, the only thing I was going to say, I have been lacking on support forum just because I've been busy with a lot of this stuff that we've been rolling out, and business has just exploded recently, which is weird in November. But I will get back to cutting out some content for you and fishing out some content. So just email me if there's any topic, real estate technology related, or email Amy, and we will make sure that content is there. So you can search, but use the support forum. I'm not going to say use it before you call us. Eventually, there's going to be a lot of content there that you're going to be able at 2 a.m. to be able to call and not have to call us in the middle of the night or text us in the early morning because you need something. That's our intention of it. Bonnie asked a question. If you use new offer, is there a need for zip form on your iPad? Eventually, Bonnie, there will not be. Right now, keep zip form on your iPad for now. The reason why is because you're still going to need to write an amendment. You're still going to need to do a listing addendum or something. There's going to be some form that new offer doesn't have right yet. Eventually, when their product is in full launch phase, there won't be a need to have the mobile version of the form. And eventually, we may even scale back on DocuSign because there's no need for DocuSign out there. But we're going to keep our mobile version of the form, and we're going to keep our DocuSign account going until we know that new offer is up to full speed. And let's see.
Anything else we're missing?
Any other questions from anybody? Because I think that we scheduled for an hour. We don't want to keep you overboard. I know that everybody's busy.
And guys, we do really, really appreciate all y'all are doing out there. Don't hesitate. Like if you have technical questions out in the field about a technology, or you, oh my gosh, I need an app for this. Text either Jennifer or I. We probably know what it is and how to use it. So please don't feel free. And I want to make sure that y'all know that there's a lot of little apps that you can be using to make yourself time saving. And one of the things I'd like to do for you guys, because Jennifer's made the comment, is we're so busy, everybody's so busy, and the business picked up again. It was kind of slow, but now it's starting to pick back up again, the past couple months. So, well, how do we manage our time better? How do we do it more efficiently with our clients? And so we can do a time management seminar. So some different ideas for you guys. So just let us know what you want. Okay? All right, I guess, Jennifer, we want to go ahead and end the call. Anything else you think we need?
No, I don't think so. So just wait for our announcement next Monday. I think besides all this great news, that one is one of the, I think, the best that we're dishing out. Look forward to it all day.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of the week and go knock 'em dead. Talk to you later. Jennifer, I'm going to end the call.